Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. Today a bit of a oddball video to say the least, something quite different for this channel, but I'm going back down memory lane and I'm taking you in with me, metaphorically. This box and the contents were built for me about just under 35 years ago, maybe 34 years ago, by my granddad. And it's a steam engine. Everything in here has been built just for this engine. There's only three things here that my granddad didn't build. The oil can, I'll bring you down closer in a minute. The oil can he didn't build. This regulator valve and the safety valve. Everything else he built. He bought a piece of glass for the sight glass, but everything else he built in his workshop for this engine. The jug he built, again I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but that's all from sheet metal copper. The funnel for filling it, the funnel guide, the boiler lagging, piston, cylinder, crank, flywheel, everything he built. Even down to the box itself. The box was built from plywood, he's made the handle from brass, the hinges, the catch, everything he made. And every time I look at this engine and think of it, I always think of him because of all the hours that we spent together playing with steam in various different forms. This is just one of 4 engines that I've got currently of his. Most of the others we sold a good few years ago, but Ewan has shown an interest in steam, so I thought I'd get this one out, give it a bit of a clean up, oil it up, and we'll see if we can't steam it today. So I'm going to bring you in closer, give you a look over it, and then we can see if we can't get some steam into it. So you might be able to get a better picture now of what we've got here. The thing I just pulled out there, that's actually an adapter to go into the safety valve, so we can run it on compressed air if we wanted to. So for now we're not going to need that. In here we've got what I'd call a blowdown valve, but that needs to come out to fit in the box, so that's just going back in. That's just a shut off, otherwise steam and water will be able to come out of this drain. So one of the first things, this little jug, I don't know how much it weighs, but it's a good weight. Looks like it's whatever gauge copper, it's about a millimetre thick, and that was originally flat sheet. Actually no, looking at it, it's seamless, so that was copper tube that's been made from, and then the bottom cap has been dished and probably soft soldered. The handle, I'm guessing, piece of copper pipe flattened off and then soldered on, but it's a nice little jug just for filling up with water. Before I come to the engine, you'll probably be able to see the oil can. It's a nice little dinky size for this engine. It unfortunately hasn't got oil in it just now because the oil piddled out in there. The funnel, this is for filling up with water into the engine and filling up the burner with meths. Now I know for a fact this one was sheet, because you can see there's a seam there. So it's sheet copper that's been turned into a cone, and then there's been a brass lip, possibly silver soldered on there looking at it, but again maybe soft soldered. There's an adapter for filling up the burner, so that's a slightly different hole size. The box itself, like I said, was all made from ply. The handle was all made from brass. So that's the box itself. Move that out of the way. So the engine. I don't know, I can't remember if the base plate was an off-the-shelf item or not. Or it's something he's repurposed from another engine. But it's a single cylinder oscillating engine. Very similar to Mamod design. Something's a little bit bent because it rocks a little bit, but it's not a major problem. Little meths burner. So you'd fill up in the centre with meths, which we will do shortly, and you set fire to it, put it underneath, and it heats up the water that's in this boiler, creates steam. The steam comes out the valve here, down the feed pipe into the cylinder, it runs, and then it exhausts down here. So it's more, this engine isn't designed to do anything other than run. It's not designed to power anything or drive anything. It was more, I think, designed as a demonstration piece, and over the years I have used it to demonstrate it to a few different people. And now, it's probably out of shot, but I'm demonstrating it to Ewan because he showed an interest in steam. So, what we do first is we'll get some water into it, and what we're going to do is we're going to take it up the water level up to just below the top of the sight glass, and we're going to need the funnel for that.
We're filling this jug up with water.
Sorry?
We're filling that up with water.
No, we can use that jug. We don't need to get that one dirty just now. So take the safety valve out. This little adapter, I don't think I've mentioned, it's just a piece of brass which the funnel goes through to support the funnel while you fill it with water. Jug of water over. Well, we won't need this much water, but so we're looking down here to see that start filling up. I think it's probably been 20 years, I think, since I last ran this. So we've got water coming up the sight glass just now. Just over halfway, stop there, see where it goes to. So that's probably just outside the sight glass. What we can do, if it's too much, is just drain a little bit out. Just so we can see it in the glass. Can't see it all. There we go. Just see it there. So that's us done with water. Take these bits out. Going to need that again in a minute. Safety valve back in. Now really what I should have done, just thinking about it, before putting the water in, was give it a good oiling. Do you want to grab the oil over? Wherever you put it. So we, I would normally run this on a lightweight steam oil for lubrication, but I haven't got any. I do have some coming. So I've gone out and got some 3-in-1 oil, which will do for just now. So what we've got to do, where's it leaking water?
It just went over the bench.
Where's it leaking water from? It's just dripping there. The one thing you'll learn with steam engines is they can be messy, but that's messy's good. All the moving parts need to be lubricated before running. So the first thing, which I think I explained to you the other day, is the oscillating slide, which is where the cylinder meets the valve block. So I want to make sure I get plenty in there just now because this hasn't run for a long time.
No, it's better.
Yeah. And then on the crank, 1 minute. All the bearing surfaces. Inside there. Right, spin it over a little bit. Does that feel better already?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Stiff there.
It's stiff. This feel? That's alright, I'm sure that'll be fine.
There's a squatting down.
There's a bit of a bend in it by the looks of it. I think it looks to me like this, I don't know what you'd call it, crank bearing assembly has been repurposed from a Mamod engine.
What's that?
It's a different type of engine, and shaped for this, but I suspect it's for ease of construction. So that's all been lubed up. I'll put a little bit more oil on the top here. That'll just work its way down nicely. So that's oiled up.
What about on the throttle?
No, you don't need to put oil on the throttle, that's just a valve. Yeah. So for raising steam, you have that closed. So the next stage is going to be setting fire to it.
I'll get there.
But to set fire to it, we need to fill up the burner, in this case a methylated burner, with methylated spirits. I'm going to do that off camera, so I can do it on the floor, so if anything gets spilled, it's on the floor. So I've got that adapter, and that funnel, and then we'll pour a bit in. Right. Okay, so the burner has been filled and is overflowed. There's no sight gauge or anything like that on that. So it's taking the excess meths off, otherwise everything's going to catch fire. Which isn't a problem in itself, because that's what we're trying to do, set fire to things. So if you want to put that in the bin.
I'm going to use this box from that one.
No, you actually set fire to it, so just use a normal lighter. There's 1, 2, 3 alight. Okay? And that's all we have to do. Put it in underneath. I can already feel the heat coming out the chimney.
Yeah.
Okay? So, anything else we need to do before we actually raise steam, as it's called? You don't know?
You might have gone into some steam.
Okay, well that's just it. We literally now need to let it get warm, get hot. But it's the water and everything inside that needs to get hot to raise the steam.
Do you use boil it?
Yeah, the water inside needs to boil. Because when it's boiling, that's when it's turning the water into steam. Yeah? Now an easy way to check when it's ready is actually have the valve open just a little bit and just gently just keep on turning it over.
Can I do that?
Yeah. You have to push it further.
What is that? Kicking it back.
We're running it the wrong way, that's why. Not quite enough steam pressure there yet. There we go. It's getting there.
Of course it will. It's all sleeping better.
There you go. Oh, that is quite bent, isn't it?
Can you speak it off and slow down?
Yeah, that's what the valve's for. So it's ticking over there quite nicely. Yeah. And just so everybody at home can see, turn it around a little bit.
I'll put it down or something.
You can, but you can see the oil that's splattering out everywhere. Not too fast because the oil will literally go everywhere. But it smells good as well, doesn't it? Hey.
Why is it out? Nice.
Why what?
I was going to ask why is it loosening out of Mexico quicker than afterwards.
It opens the valve. Just for a second. Okay.
Those flames are going to... It's just a middle one though.
Yeah, well, it's running out of meth then, isn't it? So as Ewan has just noticed, the burner's running out of meths. We're down to 1, is it 1 out of 3?
Yeah.
1 out of 3 wicks burning. But it's been a pretty good run. That's what, 15 minutes at least of running. Yeah, that's the valve fully open now, or just about fully open. No, don't go too far. And you can hear it slowing down. So it is running out of steam, so to speak. So we'll probably let it cool down. Take that burner out. Take the burner out. Blow it out. We'll let it cool down. Leave the valve open. Yeah, there's a little bit of residual steam there, nothing major. But we'll let it cool down, give it a clean up, put it away for another rainy day when we want to play again. But yeah, that's something new, something different for the channel. You never know, we might find other steam toys that we can play with in the future. I think it's kindled something with you, hasn't it? It's Hey?
Model planes are better.
Planes are better. Well, they're different.
They're better.
So you never know, might be able to find some more steam toys to play with. So I've got another 3 in the house just now. If you like this sort of video, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. And while we clean this down, we'll say goodbye for just now. Catch you next time.